Occasions were unknown to him, but he considered the matter as sufficiently important that he should consult me. The day before our macabre discovery, his nephew, who was in his confidence, brought to him an important element which helped him understand Moriarty's grand plan. It was at that moment that two men began to comprehend the seriousness of the situation. The bishop then decided to contact me.
Against his nephew's wishes? Was that what they argued about?
Yes, but Moriarty found out that the bishop knew of his projects, and he arranged for his murder. The murderers were also supposed to bring back the document that the nephew, young Hampford, found, but they were unable to open the safe.
What was the document?
Evidence of Prince Woodville's implication in the project.
The nephew must have retrieved it from the Royal Archives, where he worked. A link to the crown.
Yes. Moriarty wanted to overthrow Queen Victoria and place the prince on the throne of England.
But that's impossible. He would have needed to create an incredible coup d'etat.
Patience, Watson. First of all, Moriarty placed his pawns so they might begin to develop and encourage a tense atmosphere, ready to discredit the Queen and thereby raise Woodville's popularity.
And provoke a famine, so that the prince's soup kitchens could begin distributing food and he would appear as a hero.
Exactly. Moriarty quickly learned that I was making inquiries as to his plan and, without wishing to sound vain, he knew that I was the only person capable of upsetting his schemes. He therefore set up a plan that I be discredited and thought of as a criminal.
And you played along with him.
Precisely. Allowing him to believe that he had succeeded was the best way of ensuring that his attention was no longer fixed on me.
Why didn't you say anything to Scotland Yard?
Did you not think it strange that Inspector Lestrade was away for weeks?
What? You mean to say that Baines
was working for Moriarty?
I understand. The bishop's murderers were in the hands of this traitor, and you were therefore at a dead end after our investigations at the opium den.
Yes, and Baines' authority allowed him access to the police archives. He changed and forged all the charges in the documents that you saw at Judge Beckett's house. It was also he who substituted the Samoan necklace for a vulgar copy.
So that was why the judge went to Farley's, to obtain Baines's false information.
Precisely. But they each found themselves as instruments in Moriarty's strange orchestra. Judge Beckett received entire books full of charges against me, and a journalist such as Farley will not hold back when he gets the chance to make the front page of all the newspapers in England. With regard to Farley, it was a mere case of professional misconduct.
And to think that I held you responsible for the explosion at the judge's house. What a relief! But why did Moriarty have him killed?
He was on the point of discovering that all the documents supplied by Farley, and therefore by Baines, were false. Exactly the opposite to what our enemy was anticipating.
And where did the poison fit in all this?
Unfortunately, I do not possess all the information on this subject. The first time that we saw the effects of this substance on the body of the bishop, the poison was evidently only at an experimental stage. It was much too potent to do anything with.
Effectively. But in the second case, Kurtz, I didn't notice a great advance.
However, there was one. The poison was no longer fatal.
Yes, but the madness was still there. I should remind you that he attempted to devour his own dogs.
Correct, Watson. But it was not the second case, as you supposed. Remember the number of other incidences of madness, either collective or individual, relayed in the press in the days prior to it.
You mean to say
that Moriarty tested this dangerous mixture on a large number of guinea pigs, apparently with little success, as all those people are now dead. I say apparently, because I do not have the least idea as to the result Moriarty was hoping for.
And that's where Hans comes in, isn't it?
Moriarty needed him to devise the substance's final formula.
And so you helped Hans to escape, so he might lead you to it.
Yes, but things did not go as I had planned. The professor's men got their hands on him just after his escape.
And you lost his trail.
Yes, but I doubted that Moriarty would take Hans to his lair. To find him, I had only one trail, the bomb placed at the judge's house.
The trail of the 3 Russian brothers.
I found out about the mill by having the anarchists' trail followed by the children in my own secret police. Once again, their help was a determining factor. As regards knowing where to locate Moriarty's lair, I hoped to find the information in the attic of the watermill. I got to it only just in time before Baines turned up.
And you were stuck then, weren't you? Allowing him to arrest you would have meant certain death.
Regrettably. But Moriarty's plan worked in any case, as after killing Baines, I became England's most wanted man for the murder of a Scotland Yard inspector.
And so you had to make sure that people forgot about you. Therefore, you orchestrated your own death so that you might continue your investigation discreetly. Oh, that was a terrible time for me, Holmes.
I am sorry, my dear fellow.
Well, the important thing is that you are well and truly alive.
Yes, but it is not over yet. Moriarty will take action one day or another.
You were saying that you had found Moriarty's hideout. Where is it?
In an abandoned fun fair on the outskirts of London. It is quite certain that they are all there. Shielman, the Prince, and of course, Moriarty.
If Moriarty puts the Prince on the throne, he'll have his hands on the reins of the kingdom. Her colonies, her diplomatic network, her riches, everything.
Yes, including the army, the war fleet, everything he needs to help him conquer Europe. And eventually, I suspect, the world.
Holmes, we have to be quick. His plan hasn't been put into action yet. Perhaps it's not too late.
Let us go immediately, Watson.
Do you really believe that Moriarty is in there behind that fence?
Something in the wind seems to suggest it, Watson.
I have a peculiar acid taste in my mouth, if that is what you mean, Holmes.
Well, yes. The air is tainted still with toxic fumes from the factory chimneys.
I believe that I read about this place. The fun fair was abandoned after the factory was built so close by. It was said that even the ice cream tasted bitter. Aren't you curious about the warehouse down there? There seems to be some strange activity taking place inside.
Strange and in keeping with Moriarty's activities. Let us go and see what they're up to. That could be used as a weapon in a necessity. With this cable car, we can get up onto the warehouse roof. Cutting pliers. They could be useful. This motor is... There's a little petrol left. There's a little petrol left, but not enough to start the motor. Empty. This motor is empty. Judging by the smell, I would say that it's an oil reservoir. vodka. There's a little at the bottom of these bottles.
Russian alcohol. Holmes, the three brothers.
There are 2 guards in front of the main... There are 2 guards... This motor is empty. Here's what we can use for There is a metal ladder. This padlock, see? No, I can't. A crank. The lever is stuck. This chest is shut. A bottle. The lever is stuck. The lever is... This motor is from... Let us hope. And lever. This motor is... Look at this hole.
Given the maintenance...
True, Watson. The crank.
It works.
We are going to separate.
Very well.
There is no...
I should have...
Come and join.
Come on, John. Courage. No one seems to have noticed me. Now I must try to find out what is going on here. The bags contain rubble. They're tied up with good solid rope. I'll keep the rope. Carts from the soup kitchens. They appear to be queuing up. I must find out what is going on inside this warehouse, but have to be careful. The place is... The window is too dirty. It's... an empty bottle. The window. The window is...
You there! Oh. You there!
I must find out what goes on. It's a miracle that this reservoir is standing. The feet are being eaten away by rust. It's too dark inside this reservoir. It's impossible to see anything. A large dry cloth. So, it is inside these warehouses that Prince Woodville's canteens on wheels are filled up, and Hans is there to add his poison. That siren is a signal to open the doors and let out the carts of poisoned soup, destined for London. I wonder what Holmes is doing at this moment.
The main entrance Here is a good place to try. The way. Good, I'm in. Now I must find Moriarty. The stand. A target from a firing range. It depicts a lion. The stand's accounts book. No, it is No, it is unnecessary. No, it is unnecessary. Nothing interesting. The cover is dented. It's the stand's till. Let's see. A firing range. It seems to me. The stand's accounts book. Let's look at the book's secret. Secret accounts. The stand's owner must do something other than manage a simple coconut shy, and there is a strange poem about animals. It's clear that there is a link between the poem in the secret accounts and the animal shape. A target from a firing range, a telephone line. It seems to... It seems to me... It seems to... I am missing... It seems to me that there is something behind this poster, but it is stuck fast. I am missing some Elementary. There is a hiding place here. Interesting. I can't see a keyhole to open this hiding place. There we are. It is the Stan's slush fund. I wonder what happened to the owner that he should leave without his savings. If the guard sees me, he will... A telephone. It's open. This building was a menagerie. I'm in the service passage. Oh, what a smell. There must have been wild animals here once. Apparently it's a medicine chest for first aid, I presume. Closed. Impossible. I pity the animals that were shut up in here. The cages are... This cage has been blocked with planks so that the interior is hidden from view. Old bandage. A key. A large syringe for animals. Everything points to that cage having been used. Apparently it's a med... The only thing intact is this bottle of ether. If the guard sees me, he will sound the alarm. I must... A large... Everything points... Old... Everything points... I must put something here that will attract... There. That should interest our guard. I need some... I need something. I need something. I Good. My little stratagem is in place. All I need to do is to wait for him to come back here. To shut him up, and quickly. Perfect. Another guard. Be careful. They must have exhibited those. I wonder what a rail system. Thanks to people must have been locked up in here. The cage is held shut with this bar. It only needs to be pulled away to open it. This cage is still occupied, not by one of the monsters, but by a poor man. He's still alive. I could easily open the cage by... I could easily... Thanks to this mechanism, the crank is in... is above the cage of this poor wretch. I need something. There, the rope is in place. This way I can open the poor fellow's cage from the outside without taking it. This large, empty aquarium held the fair's main. I suppose it was on this small stage that the monsters were presented. Ah, here's something interesting. Hans's diary. What a dreadful chemistry material. He's still alive. I could easily open the cage by raising the door, but that poor man would leap on me immediately. These boxes... These boxes are precariously balanced. Here's what I've been looking for. The trap is in place. Now... The guard must have been... The guard is inside. The guard is in... The cage. The guard is inside. Closed. I must find a way of neutralizing the guard. Well, I'll be leaving you. I'm sure you have a... But what have we got here?
Ah, there you are, Holmes. Did you have any problems?
None, apart from a few small things. What have you found out about this warehouse?
Prince Woodville's soup is loaded and contaminated by hands.
And in the direction of Whitechapel. Watson, in a few hours, Moriarty will have at his disposal a formidable army, more powerful and more terrible than anything that has ever existed.
But what?
The soup is destined for a poverty-stricken, starving population who have been conditioned for months against the ruling powers. Moriarty won't have any trouble in sending thousands of raving mad people to ravage the city, sowing death and destruction. No force would be able to resist them, not the police, not even the army. A perfect army, knowing neither fear nor pity. A tidal wave of humanity which will cover London and will fall away again, leaving a city of desolation behind it.
What horror! And the chaos will only make Moriarty's coup d'etat even easier. But how will he guard himself against this bloodthirsty crowd?
The chaos will only last for the time he needs.
You mean to say...
That these poor wretches will all die. 48 hours after ingesting the soup, according to our good Dr. Shielman. So the victims will be joined by their executioners. An immense mass murder. What Moriarty would call clearing up after work, no doubt. Good. Have you found a way of stopping Hans's process?
Yes, I think so. If we can weaken the reservoir's feet with the explosives, for example, it'll collapse and take the building down with it.
Good work.
What are you looking at?
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Never. Look, Holmes, there appears to be some sort of control panel.
With an antenna, whatever its purpose might be. Telephone line. It goes to the haunted house. I can hear noises. We aren't alone.
Holmes, our priority now is to blow up the tank.
Of course, what? I can hear.
Holmes.
Of course, Watson.
These caravans must be inhabited. Look, there is smoke coming out of one of them.
This stall is a washroom. I can see water basins inside. The door can be blocked from the outside. Apparently, they are more interested in games than in cleanliness. Gallons of... I can hear no... An international anarchists' manifesto written in several languages. A metal plate. A wanted poster in Russian with the portraits of the three brothers on it. A wanted poster. Closed. 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 Closed.